Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Steve, and on this episode of Cooking with Love, I'm going to be making chicken piccata. Chicken piccata is my wife's favorite chicken dish. It's always tender and light, has a little bit of citrus in it, and it's simply delicious. It's very, very easy to prepare. Now, let's get started. The ingredients we need to make our chicken piccata are 2 chicken breasts. Now I've trimmed these and washed them and patted them dry. In addition, I'm going to be cutting them in half lengthwise to give me 2 thin fillets from each chicken breast. And I'm going to pound those fillets till they're about 1/4 inch thick. We need the juice from 1 lemon. We need some flour to dredge the chicken breasts in. We have capers. Now the capers come pickled, so they have a lot of salt and vinegar in them. I always rinse them. Otherwise I think the capers are just too strong, too salty. Some dry white wine. You can use any kind of dry white wine you like. If you're making this for children, you don't want to cook with wine, you can just substitute more chicken broth. And then we have chicken broth, which is unsalted. And we have butter, and then of course extra virgin olive oil for frying. All right, let's start putting this together. First thing we're going to do is to cut our chicken in half. And then we're going to place them in plastic wrap. And this is when we pound them so the little chicken bits don't go all over. And we want them to be about 1/4 inch thick. I'm just going to continue doing the other pieces. Now if you don't want to pound the chicken fillets flat, they do sell in the store something called skinny chicken, which is already chicken breast that's cut very thinly. And you can use those. I've used them in the past. I've just washed my hands. Next I'm going to be seasoning both the chicken and the flour. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of pepper. And some sea salt. Now, if you remember, I'm using chicken broth that's salt-free. So just make sure you're aware of how much salt is going into your dish. I'm going to give the flour a mix, make sure the salt and pepper are distributed. And now I'm going to place a piece of chicken in the flour and dredge it well. You want to make sure it's coated, both sides, and that'll be ready for frying. I'm going to put our frying pan on medium-high heat and let it warm up. And we're just going to coat the bottom with olive oil. In addition, we're going to add half of the butter and let that start to melt. Now that the butter is all melted, I'm going to add our floured cutlets. I'm going to fry 2 at a time. And we're going to cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes per side. These have been cooking for about 4 minutes. I also had turned down the heat to a medium-low because they were really sizzling too much. And this is what you want to see. You want to see a nice golden brown color. So another 4 minutes on this side, then we take them off to drain on paper towel. And I'll cook the other 2 cutlets. Our chicken cutlets are done frying. I'm going to place them on paper towel. And while the pan is still hot, I'm going to deglaze the pan with the white wine. This will help cook off the alcohol, and it's going to dissolve all those little bits that are on the bottom of the pan, and it's going to make a great flavor for our sauce that we're making now. Just want to keep stirring the bottom, scraping the bottom. All right, we can add our chicken broth. The rest of our butter and the capers. And we're just going to stir this and let the butter dissolve. And it's going to start to thicken up and condense down. Once the butter is all melted, I'm going to add the chicken back to the sauce and let them cook slowly on low. The butter has melted. Now we're going to add back our chicken. First we're going to add our lemon juice. You want to hold off and add the lemon juice last so it doesn't become bitter. And we're going to make sure this is on a low simmer, and we're going to cook these for 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to turn them a few times. I'm also going to put a pot of salted water on to boil. We're going to be making angel hair pasta to go with the chicken piccata. Our water's come to a boil. I'm going to be adding the angel hair pasta, and this only takes about 4 or 5 minutes to cook. In addition, just to garnish our chicken piccata, I'm going to place some sliced lemon wedges on top of the chicken, and they'll partially cook. Our chicken piccata is finished. I plated it. I put some of the sauce from the pan on top of the pasta to flavor the pasta. I'm serving it with a little bit of pecorino romano cheese, and I'm joined now by my wife Iris, who's going to join me in the taste test. You ready?
I'm ready. It looks good.
Would you like some cheese?
Yep. Thank you.
It's very tender. It's light. There's that little hint of citrus. What do you think, hon?
It's delicious, really tender, and really nice flavor. Thank you.
Give this recipe a try. I know you won't be disappointed with it. We'll see you on the next episode.